SERAP urges CBN to obey Supreme Court order. Federal government disburses 309 billion naira grant to exporting firms. Governor Bello Matawalle commissioned with Nigerian police and victims of Maru attack. On business, CBN releases 114 billion naira under 100 for 100 policy. And on the international scene, Tunisians defy protest ban to demand release of president critics. And in sport, Liverpool inflicts historic 7-0, tarnishing Manchester United. Hello, welcome to Standard Voice Television News Channel. I'm Svtv Ibrahim. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to instruct the Central Bank of Nigeria to immediately implement the Supreme Court decision extending the validity of the old 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes. Our correspondent Jamila Ibrahim has more.
SERAP made the demands in an open letter addressed to President Buhari, dated March 4, 2023, and signed by its Deputy Director Kolawale Oluwadare. It specifically urged the President to disclose the measures his government is taking to direct the CBN to immediately recirculate the old 200 naira, 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes as ordered by the Supreme Court. SERAP insisted that there is an overriding public interest in disclosing the details of the measures the federal government and the CBN are taking to effectively and satisfactorily obey the Supreme Court decision. Jamila Ibrahim Dusa reporting for Standard Voice Television.
The federal government has approved the disbursement of 309 billion naira worth of promising notes to 199 exporting companies. According to a statement signed by the head corporate communication Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Omo Ndubuze Okeke, the disbursement came under the Export Expansion Grant Scheme. The executive director of NEPC, Dr. Ezra Yakusak, while issuing a letter to some beneficiaries of the scheme in Abuja, disclosed the approval and commended the federal government and the National Assembly for approving the payment of the outstanding claims to the beneficiaries. The Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, Mustafa Ahmed, has issued a warning to upcoming severe flooding this year as indicated by predictions from relevant agencies. In a statement issued by the agency, noted that the director disclosed at a two-day expert technical meeting on 2023 climate-related disaster preparedness and mitigation strategies in Abuja. He said this had earlier been revealed in the seasonal climate prediction and annual flood outlook by the National Meteorological Agency and the National Hydrological Service Agency. The director further advised that those living on around water channels and flood plains should take precautions. Supporters of the People's Democratic Party have gathered for a protest at the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Abuja. The protest would be led by the party's leadership as part of the party's stance that the just concluded presidential and National Assembly elections were not transparent. Our correspondent Umukoso Muhammad has more.
The All Progressives Congress candidate, Bola Tinubu, polled 8,794,726 and was declared president-elect by INEC. The former Lagos State governor came out tops in 12 of the Nigeria's 36 states and secured significant numbers in several other states to claim the highest number of votes, almost 2 million votes, more than his closest rival, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the PDP. Atiku, 76, who has now run for president 6 times, got 6,984,520 votes, while Peter Obi of the Labour Party, who in less than a year galvanized young voters in a manner some have described as unprecedented, finished the race with 6,101,533 votes. Umukusu Muhammad reporting for Standard Voice Television News.
Governor Bello Matawalle of Zamfara State has described the recent midnight attack in Maru town as by bandit, which claimed the lives of police officers, vigilante members and other citizens as evil, heartless and as an act of cowardice. Our correspondent Sumaya Ibrahim reports.
The state governor has to cut short his official engagement in Abuja and visited Maru town, especially the point of the incidents. The governor condoles with the Nigerian police, the organized vigilance group and all the families of those who heroically lost their lives during the attack in the line of their duty or in defense of their dignity. While the state government will continue to render its maximum support to the security operatives in the state, all citizens are advised to increase their vigilance and alertness and report any suspicious person or movement around their communities. Sumaya Dosa reporting for SVTV News.
The village head of Maigari in Rimin Gado local government area of Kano State has been shot by suspected kidnappers. This was disclosed by the State Police Public Relations Officer SP Abdullahi Haruna Kiyawa. Our correspondent Zainab Abdulwasiu has more.
SP Abdullahi said the suspected kidnappers invaded the residence of the village head, Alhaji Ahiru Abbas, 70 years old, in an attempt to kidnap him, shot him in the chest out of possible resistance by the victim. The victim, is said, was rushed to the Murtala Muhammad Specialist Hospital in Kano, where doctors certify him dead while receiving treatment. According to him, efforts are intensified to arrest the perpetrators as teams of Operation Restore Peace has since swung into action. Zainab Abdulwasiu reporting for Standard Voice Television.
The President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has condemned attack at the weekend in Maru local government area of Zamfara State and Maigari town of Rimin Gado local government area in Kano State by bandit and unknown attackers. Our correspondent Rahama Ibrahim has more.
A divisional police officer, a police inspector and a vigilant were reported killed in the bandit attack in Zamfara State. While in the Kano attack, unknown gunmen broke into the residence of a village head and shot him dead. In a statement by his media office on Monday, Mr. Tinubu said the attack on Maru town after a period of relative peace in Zamfara State was a reminder that more needs to be done to completely defeat bandits and terrorists. The President-elect condoled with the Inspector General of Police Usman Al-Ali Baba, the Zamfara State government, and the families of the affected security personnel over the deaths. Tinubu also condoles and calls for the investigation into the murder of the district head of Maigari in Kano State, who was the father of Rimin Gado local government chairman Munir Ahiru Maigari. Rahama Ibrahim Dosa reporting for SVTV News.
And on business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has disbursed 114.17 billion naira to beneficiaries under its 100 for 100 policy on protection and productivity since the commencement of the intervention. This was disclosed in a communique issued by the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele after the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting held in Abuja. The governor stated that the funds were expanded on 71 projects across healthcare, manufacturing and agricultural sector. The CBN program launched in January 2022 is for a select of 100 private sector companies with projects that have the potential to significantly increase domestic production and productivity, reduce import, increase non-oil export and overall improvement in the foreign exchange generating capacity of the Nigerian economy. And on the international scene,
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hundreds of Tunisians rallied in Tunis resist for a protest ban, demand the release of more than 20 prominent figures opposed to the president who were arrested in recent weeks. The personality included members of the main opposition coalition, the National Salvation Front. Among the protesters, NFS members, relatives and imprisoned public figures, some of whom were locked behind bars under former ruler and ousted President Zain al-Abidine bin Ali. And on sports, Gakpo, Nunes and Mohamed Salah all scored twice as Liverpool struggled for a season of frustration to thrash Manchester United 7-0 at Anfield on Sunday. Jordan Klippo's men set a new record margin of victory in the clash between English football's two most successful clubs. Just a second defeat in 23 games in all competitions realistically ends United's hopes for a first league title in a decade as they remain 14-point adrift the leader Arsenal in third. But there were even more lasting damage from the club's heaviest defeat since 1931. Liverpool close to within 3 points of fourth-place Tottenham with a game in hand on Spurs still to come. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, here's a recap of the major headlines. SERAP urges CBN to obey Supreme Court order. Federal government disburses 309 billion naira grant to exporting firms. Governor Bello Matawalle commissioned with Nigerian police and victims of Maru attack. On business, CBN releases 114 billion naira under 100 for 100 policy. And on the international scene, Tunisians defy protest ban to demand release of president critics. And in sport, Liverpool inflicts historic 7-0, tarnishing Manchester United. That's the news. Thanks for watching. I'm Ibrahim. Do have a nice day.